Happy Saturday, guys! Hope you guys are having an amazing day today, and I hope that this week was amazing as well. I know that we have been experiencing a lot of different struggles, a lot of different things going on, tribulations and pain, but when we enter into this space, I hope that it's with gladness, I hope that it's with joy, I hope that it's a time in which we get to release and play. All right. Thank you guys for joining. It looks like we have Coach Play in the building. That is Coach Play with an I and not a Y. That is an I and not a Y. And that's also my husband. He is a fitness trainer, a personal instructor, and a personal coach, as well as a nutritionist. So guys, anything that you have a question about, or if you are needing to book sessions, be it virtual or in person, definitely reach out to him. We got Barb's World 01 in the house. Good to see you here. Retrograde Toys and Collectibles is here as well. Thank you guys for joining. Well, guys, I'm so excited. I'm always so excited, right? I say that so often because I value each and every person that joins me during these live chats. It's just phenomenal, the nuggets of information that is given and just being able to share the space together. Hi, slip into Road Dolls Style. There we go. I'm going to get it out. Thank you so much for joining. It's good to see you again. But I am very, very excited to be able to share this time with Barb's World 01. Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and introduce her as my guest, and then we will begin our chat together. Let's talk about drama. That's what we're talking about today. We're going to talk about drama, be it affairs, teen pregnancy, pregnancy pacts, kidnapping, family dynamics, sexual desires, broken relationships, mother-daughter bonds, families that stick up for one another no matter what. That is what we are going to be discussing during today's podcast, in which I have the wonderful and just phenomenal Barb's World 01, who's going to speak to us about her storylines that are raw and realistic, and why she comes up with these concepts. Where does it come from? Because anyone knows, writing is not always the easiest to do, right? And being able to write something that's real and realistic and relatable is not always easy to do, but yet she does it in such a beautiful way. So without further ado, I am going to dial her in. I can hear it in my headphones right now. All right. So she should be chiming in. And yes, hi, how are you?
Hi.
It's good seeing you.
Right? Hi.
Hi. How are you? How's your day going?
Sick.
Oh, no.
Yeah, one of the kids got me. They got me.
I know how that is. I'm sorry to hear that. We actually are just getting through it. We got
Your household is as big as mine.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So you already know it's a domino effect, right?
Yep.
And honestly, I was really happy that everyone got it around the same time, because I was like, hey, we can knock this out.
Get it all done.
Yes. Exactly. Let's get this all done right now versus like one getting it, two getting it. They get better than other people. But
Right.
I tell you, yeah, it's really ugly. So I'm thankful that you are spending this time with me today, despite not feeling good.
I kind of lost my voice, but it could be worse. So I'm not even gonna put that out there. I'm okay.
Yeah. Never ever say it could be worse. It's good, right? It's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. Yeah. Definitely get you some raw honey, and I'm gonna tell you what worked for us: the raw honey and red onions. Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh
When you
yes.
put them in a jar and you soak them in the honey?
Yes.
I keep wanting to try that.
Yes, I know, right? I said, thank you for Instagram and the TikToks and all.
TikTok, yes. And the honey with the garlic
Yes.
soaked in it. I was like, next
works.
time. But of course, I got sick, and we don't have any honey. When I have garlic, we don't have honey. Like, if I have honey, we don't have garlic. Or when I have onions, we don't have the honey. I always have one item. It's always one item. It's like a
Oh man, you made
conspiracy
my mind
theory.
go all the way to, is that Friday? He was like, y'all never have any sugar. The
We got
Kool-Aid, no sugar.
cereal, no milk. And no, we were literally just at this morning. We have like 10 boxes of cereal, no milk.
Yeah, yeah.
What? We had bacon, no eggs. Or we had
I go.
eggs, no bacon. Like, I don't. But you know what? We had bagels, no
There you
cream
go.
cheese, but we had butter.
Butter. There you go. I'm gonna say, get that butter on it.
It's always
Butter,
something.
peanut butter, sir. I mean, you learn how to mix that thing up and make it work.
Peanut butter. I haven't had peanut butter on a bagel since I was pregnant.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. And kids love peanut butter. I mean, you could do fried peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. They love that.
Oh
Oh
man,
yeah.
fried. I
Yeah, we
discovered
should
fried
sit
peanut
down and
butter,
chat.
fried peanut butter and jelly with bacon. You gotta put the bacon in. Oh,
Yes,
I discovered
yes,
that with my
yes.
last pregnancy,
There
and
you go.
I've loved it ever since.
There you go. And you can always put bananas too.
I gotta try
Yes.
that. Someone said
Mm-hmm.
that was good, but my mind wouldn't let me.
It's hard to get past it in the mind, but once you get
Yeah,
past it and you try it, you're
yep.
like, oh, okay,
Like
this
it
isn't
goes
too
together
bad.
now. Right.
I got all kinds of recipes I can give you, girl. I got all kinds.
Look, let me know. I'm always when it's food, I'm down to try it.
There you go. Especially when you got little ones. I don't care how old they are. They
My
they want
oldest
to
is
eat.
24,
Oh
and
wow.
yeah, no, he stayed right there. What's that? Can I have some?
Mhm.
Like he's old enough to buy his own snacks and still be over
Mhm.
here in our snacks.
I imagine that's how it's going to be for us. Our oldest is about to be 16, so I already
They never
imagine.
leave. They never leave. They
But you
never
don't want
leave.
them to.
I
I don't want them
don't.
to.
I
Mm-mm.
don't.
There you go.
I, re-
There you
I really don't. I love having them around because it's so much fun. Like when they were little, I was like, I don't, you know, they're fun, but they're not fun.
go. Mhm.
Once they get old enough to actually play games, it's fun.
Yes, yes, yes. I agree with that. I agree with that. And then when you just hear them chat and what their thoughts are, that's always interesting as well. So, guys, you're
Yeah.
probably like, well, are we on task? Yes, we're on task because your content that you deliver on your account is so relatable. And with you and I, not only do we both share a large family,
Yeah.
but we also have the same first name.
Right.
Yes, yes, she had a cake on her page and it had happy birthday and her name on it. And I was like, oh my God, that's my name. I love that. I love that because it's a very different name. It's not a
It
common name.
is.
It is.
It's
It is a very beautiful name.
rare that I run into another Rashida.
Yeah.
It so yeah, no, when we found out, I'm like, oh wow. And we both love Barbie. So yeah.
Yes. Yes, exactly, exactly. And actually, I'm gonna give you a little tip right here. Not really a tip, but a little tidbit about me. Arcade came about because I got so tired. I don't know if you went in, if you ran into this issue, but I got so tired of people saying my name wrong, like misspelling it, saying it wrong. I was like, you know what? I think it's easier if you just stick with arcade.
I do customer service for a living, so I've heard people butcher my name. Like the ones that want to roll the R with the Rashida. Like, please stop. Don't
Yeah.
don't do that.
Oh yeah, I went through that.
Don't do that. Please don't do that. Like
Rashida,
it's just
Rashada,
Rashida.
Rashida. I was like, I
I've
even had a
heard
cheerleading coach that purposely, I feel that she purposely put Rashida on the board. And I was like, it's a D, not a
right.
T. And she still would not remove it. I was like, oh, come on
Oh,
now.
I've had those customers too. Like I didn't even pronounce the T sound. So where are you getting that from? Like it's crazy because I'll even
Hmm.
get people say, "Okay, Rashinda." Like that's not what I said. Like I didn't even sound like what I said. But you know what? Like let's just move on. How can I help you?
Yeah, exactly, exactly, exactly. You have to like resolve to be okay with it just to get,
Pretty
let's get to
much.
the point of what we're going to deal with so I can get to the next
Right.
customer. Exactly. Now, your account is called Barb's World 01. Where did you get the name?
So out of thin air, really. You know how you start to generate a name. What I really wanted, I can't even remember what it was, but it was already taken. And I
Okay.
was like, oh, okay, let's find another way to do this. And Instagram was like, Barb's World on one. I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of trying, so let's just go with it.
Okay. Okay. Now I thought that it came about because, Barbie's name is Barbara. So I thought maybe you got the name because of Barbara or either Barbie and cut it short. And I
Yeah.
was like, okay.
I was going with like Barbie. It was like Barbie's Playland, I think at first, or Barbie's Play something, and
Okay.
they was like Barb's World, and I'm like, you know what? It is Barbie's world. We just live in it.
Yeah.
Like,
I
so it
like
stuck,
that.
and I just left it. Even though I did have someone come at me, and they was like in my inbox, like, you stole such and such's name. Like, there is another Barb's World, and guess what? Me and her already talk. Like, we follow each other. We don't have a
Yeah.
problem with the name. So where are you coming from? Like, yeah,
And people will try to
this
start stuff with you.
it's
They
it's a
will.
little
They will.
crazy.
Like we are cool about something as well because we even have two dolls that has the same name.
Yeah,
And I was like, oh my God, I felt so bad. Like once I
no, no.
realized, I was like, oh my
I
God.
think we
Mine's,
all
Reggie.
recycle names. We
It's
all
hard
kind of recycle
not
the
to.
names.
It is
Right?
hard not to. And honestly, this isn't part of our conversation, but now it is because I do believe that sometimes in our doll community, people can get kind of like up in arms. If their
Yeah,
feathers get ruffled whenever they see another doll that has the same name, especially if it's the same face mold.
yeah.
And it really does, it disturbs people. And I understand. I understand. But I also feel, just like you said, names get recycled. And sometimes the
Look,
face mode just speaks that same
we
name.
all like when you look at like oh, what doll was that? Um, I shall call me Mini Me.
Yes.
Her Tatiana doll. Like the when I got the doll, that was the first name, and I don't know if it was because her story like made me look at the doll and see the name, and I'm like, yeah, no, I can't because her Tati doll is her Tati, and I love her story, so I can't do that one. But then I ended up naming her Victoria, and there is
Yes.
another story. I can't remember who it is. That
Oh,
exact same doll is also
yes.
Victoria. So I'm just like, hey, we all do it. She looks like a Tatiana or a Victoria. So I don't
Some
have a
dolls just
problem with
have
it.
that name.
Yeah.
I don't either. I don't either. I'm glad that we, because I did. I saw, I was like, oh, because when I named him Reggie, I didn't even think about it. And mine is
He
spelled different.
looks
He
like
has the
it.
GH. But he does, I mean, like, that's what he looks like. He looks
Yeah.
like a Reggie.
I never thought it was that deep, but apparently there are people out here that be like, no, that is such and such as doll. Like Mattel made a whole crew of these, okay? Like
They did. They did.
we can't
And they
just be
have a
like
name for the doll. So, like, if
they do.
everyone was to name the doll after what Mattel has named as a face mode, we would actually all have the same name doll.
Exactly. But their characters are
It
different
would be
because of the
different.
person behind it. But
Exactly. Exactly. So I'm glad that we had that discussion just to let everyone know it's okay if you encounter another account that has a doll that is similar to yours or the same doll and has the same name because just like you said, the character's different.
yep.
So I'm glad we touched on that. We touched on that. And we talk about characters and we talk about storyline. I truly do enjoy your storyline. You have
Oh,
very raw, realistic storylines, and you dove into different family dynamics. Even when it comes to mother-daughter relationships, some of them are very supportive and nurturing, and some of them are just darn right horrible, quite honestly. But I like that because not everyone has nurturing mothers, and not everyone has
right.
this strong foundation as a family. And then some people do. Like, I love whenever anyone comes against the family, you see them all band together and they fight it out. They
Because
fight it out.
that has been my model since I've had kids and they came up. Like you fight one, you fight them all, plus me.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
because no, I don't care. Fair fight. Ain't no such thing as a fair fight. Like none. And best believe my kids have siblings. I don't care about their
Yes.
friends. My kids have siblings and parents. They're good. They're good wherever they go because they know, regardless of anything, you got us.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Because friends come and go. You
Yes,
know?
they do.
You know?
And
Sometimes you find out
sometimes they
that
ain't
life
even your
experience
friend.
ain't that right. You know, you turn around and it's the friend who was starting it all in the background. So
Man, my grandmom told me that one of the people I thought was my friend. I thought this girl was my friend. My grandma was like, "Sweetie, that ain't your friend." I'm like, "Grandma, you don't even know her." Like, grandma, calm down. Like, you don't really know
Yeah.
her yet. Okay, I know her. My grandma was right.
Yeah.
I should have listened. I'd have saved myself so much heartache. I should have listened. I
Because
think,
sometimes experience is the best teacher. Sometimes.
like, right, like, it took me to get older, and now I can literally look at my daughter and my son's friends, and I can tell that ain't your friend. And I see it now. Age and wisdom, age and wisdom.
Yes. Yes. Because, like, if you would have listened to your grandmother and been like, no, this is not my friend, my grandmother's looking out for my best interest,
Man,
and you encounter someone else like that, would you be able to know that difference? But, like, going
yep,
through that journey allows you to be able to decipher, well, I should say discern. This
right,
person does not have my back. This person's a shit starter. This person's this,
exactly. Oh, I've learned so much, so much. Like, you think they're your friend, but honestly, if you have a friend that sits and gossips with you about everybody else, including people who you thought was their friend,
Me.
best believe they're doing the same thing. So yeah, no, I've learned. I've
That's so
learned.
true. That is so true. That's so true. My mother always said quality over quantity.
Yep.
And that is so important. The quality of friends that you have around you, like who are they character wise? That's what really determines it. I would see people like when they get married and they're talking about they have like 10 bridesmaids. And it's like, seriously, I have nothing against that. If you want to have 10 bridesmaids, 15, that's fine. But
Yeah, I don't know
seriously,
how they do it.
those are not all your friends. You're spending all this
Sure
money
ain't.
to only probably talk to one or two people 3, 4 years down
It's
the
gonna be
line.
one. It's gonna be one. I literally
Yeah.
have the one still. I've known my best friend since before I was born, basically. Our moms grew up together,
Oh,
our
yeah.
grandmothers were friends. That is my one real friend outside of my family. Like me, my husband, my children, and my
Yes.
one little cousin. That's it. Like,
That's all you need. That's all you
because
need. That's
that's
all
all
you
you can
need.
count on, pretty
Mhm.
much.
Mhm.
I don't know how people have like 20 and 30 friends. Like, how?
I don't
How?
either.
I
I
don't
mean,
get
if
it.
it works for you, good. But when you really do start, taking that strainer and sifting, and you try to see who they are character wise, are they gonna be there with you whenever you're going through the dirt, when you're going through
Right? Have
trouble?
kids. That's how you
Mhm.
know. Because a good friend will be with you when you got to deal with them kids. Where
Yeah.
I've had a friend that was mad because I didn't call her at a certain time, or I couldn't hang out this weekend. My kid is sick. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, it's always something with your kid. You're
They
not
come
my friend.
first.
Like,
Yeah.
you're not my friend. Like, my kids come first. If you're a
Yes.
real friend,
Yes.
you understand. Come over here and hang out. Like, while my kid's sick, we could watch some movies. We could play some games. We'll find something to do. Like, yeah,
Exactly.
no. People
Exactly. Exactly. My
crazy.
priority is like there's God, Jesus, Holy Spirit, my husband, my children. My mom is there's God, Jesus, Holy Spirit, my
Your
husband, my
mama
children,
always
my
did it.
mom, and myself. Yeah. My mom is like in there,
She knows. She knows.
she,
I'm,
my aunt, like that's where it is. I really
yeah,
don't go outside of that. I have soul sisters. I have friends that I'm connected to who I love dearly. But the reality of it is that there's so much in our journey that we have to
right.
trek through alone, and we have to be willing to go through that journey of understanding who really does have our back when we're going through those
Yeah,
things.
yeah. Unfortunately, it took me to lose my mom to really get that.
Mm.
Yeah, that was that was. I'm an only child. Well,
Me
I'm
too.
my mom's. Oh, see, it's that
Wow.
only child syndrome. That's why we have so many kids.
I wanted a brother and sister so bad. I was like, please,
My
what
mom
happened?
told me my dad had, what is it? Well, he has three biological children
Okay.
with other people. So I do have brothers. I
Okay.
do, but I wanted one to live with me 24/7, deal with my mama issues so I could say, yo, mama, getting on my nerve. My mom would always tell me, you have siblings, go to your daddies. Go over there with your daddy and your brothers. Like, I want my own over here in this house, dealing with you.
Oh, my dad told
Like,
me he's no longer here right now. He's transcended as well. And He was like, I made sure not to have any other kids. I was like, what does that mean?
Right? Like, what you
So
trying to
I was the
say? Like,
only on both sides, just only.
see. But now, do you ever hear your kids talk about you and they be like, "Yeah, that's why your mama doing this, that, and the third. That's why I don't like it." Like y'all know y'all got the same mama, right? Like
Yeah,
y'all,
yeah, they don't like us all the time. They
they
don't.
sure don't.
They
They
don't.
they
And that's
don't.
why it's hard for me to really get involved with it. And this draws us right back to, the controversies of using the same name on a doll or whatever the case may be, or having a similar storyline, whatever the case is. For me, I don't get drawn into it because I'm really, really focused on having a relationship with my kids without having to do, and not everybody's going to like this, but without having to do the gentle parenting. I'm gentle. I'm polite.
Yeah,
I'm nice, but I am also a drill sergeant. So,
I'm with you.
so
I'm with
because they've
you.
got to get out there and they've got to be prepared and they have to be able to integrate themselves into this world, you
Right.
know? So that's where I'm at with it. So for like the stuff that goes on in our doll community or just, any social media, I really do not get
I,
wrapped up into it because I don't
nope.
have the time.
I don't have the bandwidth for that. Okay,
No.
like I have teenagers to deal with at home. Like
Yes.
I just don't
Yes.
understand how people could be so wrapped up in another person's life like they are. Like, why do
I
you
get how it can
care?
happen, but I think that was about the priority of it. Like when I'm on this space, this is my creative space.
Mm-hmm.
This is my time to be able to just like breathe life into my dolls, breathe life into my storylines, and release whatever frustration or tension that I have. Or I'm just, what I mean?
Exactly.
I'm on an excited high. I'm just like excited to go ahead and get this creativity out. That's what I use it for.
Yeah.
And if I get a chance to post, I post. If I don't, then I'm busy reading your account or I'm reading someone else's account or looking at someone else's picture because I get distracted. I'm not gonna lie. I have so
I
many pictures in my.
do.
I'm
I
like, I'm gonna post it,
yesterday
and
I think I only posted one story because I realized that I was behind on one of my stories and I needed to catch up over there before I could come back over here. But it also comes in handy, like, because a few of my storylines, like the last one with Juju and her getting
hmm
ready to give birth,
yes,
one of my friends popped in and was like, "I'd hate to see her have that baby on the bathroom floor." And I'm like, "Dang it. Now I got to change it because that's what she was about to have that baby." But you know what? I can't be too predictable now. Like, I'm tired. Like I don't have enough space to have a lot of dioramas around. Like we just bought
I
a house.
understand.
I'm currently in a closet.
I get it.
I don't have a lot of space, so it's like, all right, I have to make little workarounds. So instead of doing a whole hospital room or like a whole hospital scene, I'll throw a few things together. That way I can easily change that out and make it something else when I need it to be whatever else I need it to be.
Exactly.
So hey,
Exactly. Exactly. And I did see that as far as like with that hospital space, you had the white
yeah.
walls, which I like because once when you're done with that diorama for that particular setting, you can take everything out and use it again for something
Yep.
else. This is now someone's kitchen. This is now a living room. That's me.
Exactly.
Multitask that diorama.
Yep.
That is what we do. So I like that. Now when we talk about your storylines, where do you get your storylines from? Are you drawing it from personal experience and then twisting it? Are you people watching? Are you coming from TV, soap operas, movies,
I'm gonna have to
books?
say it's a mix of everything.
Okay.
It is
Good.
literally a mix of everything. I can't even really say TV more. I sometimes I'll just pick like when I get a new doll, you know how you take a look at them, you be like, how am I going to fit you into the story? Sometimes something will just pop. Not not always a good thing either, because I end up ruining other people's lives. Because I'm like, you look like you could be a sibling to somebody, so let me find a way to make you a sibling. Or you look like you could, be related to this person. How am I going to fit you in it? Yeah, your daddy cheated. He had this baby over here. Like, yeah,
Mm-hmm. It does
generally how it
happen.
happens.
It does happen. It's happened in my own family. It has, where someone, a family member passed away, and soon after they passed away, it was released that there was another sibling. It was like, what? So it
Yeah,
does happen where
they be
there's skeletons in the
coming out
closet
the
and it doesn't
woodwork.
come out.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
Like, how you even get the memo that they passed? Like, what are you waiting on the sideline? Like, I'm gonna just wait till they go and I'm gonna slide on in. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, it does. It does. It does. It happens. So I do. I like how you are able to integrate those storylines. And when you talked about someone just coming in out of nowhere, it was I can't think of her name right now, but Amari's aunt. She is a trip.
oh,
Amari's aunt,
her,
who
yeah,
yes, who's
yeah,
with Jason. Oh my goodness. She
yeah. And believe it or not, I
where
have had
did
that
you
doll
dream
for
that
so
character up?
long. I don't. I had her for so long, and I just happened to be like cleaning or like trying to reorganize the dolls, and I saw her, and I'm like, you know what? I feel a villain arc coming on. Like, you know what? I'm gonna use you. And she looked like Nikki. Like,
Yes.
that's now your sister. That's now your sister. But then I had to explain it because, Ann and I have been together for so long that it's like, he can't step out. No, like, so no, we had to make your mama crazy and save some sperm. And that's how you were created. Because I can't have him cheat on Ann. Like, they are so adorable. Like, even though I did just change Ann out. And
Yes.
I think I'm going to leave it that way.
Okay.
I think I'm going to leave it that way. I kind of like her with him better.
When you change out your character, or any characters, how do you do that? Like, are you concerned at all about what your audience is going to perceive it as, or are you just like, oh well, this is what fits best for my story and for the
I
characters?
mean, it's a little bit of both. I do worry, like I know people get so used to let's say Anne, you're so used to seeing her face, you know who she is. But then at the end of the day, it's like for the storyline, this one fits a lot better. And I can use Anne somewhere else down the line. But honestly, it's like I love the fresh styles, but there's no articulation and
Yeah,
it's so annoying. Like, come on, at least give me the hand. Like the hand
yeah,
doesn't even move. Like, but
yeah.
the men have hands that move. So it's like I love them,
Me
but at the same
too.
time, I just need more articulation with that doll.
I understand that. I do. I do. There's so many different lines that I really do want to support. And I mean, I have the dolls in boxes over here, and in tubs that come from Fresh Line and other lines, and I really do like them. They're beautiful
They
dolls,
really are.
but the lack of articulation. Now, when we were growing up, the articulation that they had would have been like magnificent. We'd be like, oh my God, they moving.
Like this is the best thing ever. Like she could sit in a chair. Like, but like
But now
we didn't
we've
have
gotten
phones,
spoiled. We've gotten so
right?
spoiled with the made move. It's like,
We were to the point now. Whenever I buy a doll, it's always like, can I find a made to move body for this doll? Like that is the first question.
it is. It is. And then I get
Cause
frustrated
yeah,
with Mattel because they know how much we enjoy the made to move dolls. And I'm like, why are you still giving us dolls
why? I thought I'm
at
like,
like a
why do y'all
twenty
keep doing this?
twenty
Just
dollar
like
price point?
they
It's
stay
not
messing
moving.
with us. Like, look at the
Yeah.
Wicked dolls. Those hands are way better. So why can't we get those in the made to move? Like,
I don't
why
know. Those
why
dolls
do
are
y'all keep doing
beautiful.
it? They are. They really are. I really but the body is I need more articulation with that doll. But
I haven't, I have not seen the movement of the doll yet. Do you have any of the
I
dolls?
I don't have her the original body right now, but I took her and put
Oh,
her on a big body. So
okay.
yeah.
I like her.
But
Yeah, they are. They're
hands are
beautiful.
so much better. The hand is just so much better.
Mm-hmm. That is. Has a very nice gracefulness to
I
it. I
I
like
don't know what I
it.
did
I
with
like.
her original body. It's somewhere over here.
Yeah, the dolls are beautiful. I like the older lady too, because I'm always looking for dolls
I'm
that
trying
look.
to find
Yeah,
her. I want her. Like
me too.
I,
She's
I hope she's there when I
pretty.
go to Target later. I really do want that doll. I I like some more older dolls. Older dolls would be
And we don't have
really
enough.
good.
Yes, we don't
We don't
have
get
enough.
any, especially the older men. Like,
And I
can
have
we get an old
noticed, of
man?
course, that yeah, you customize your older men.
A little bit. I be trying. I ain't that
Yes,
good. I'm not that good, but I be trying.
it works though. It does. It works because the Marian's dead.
I know, and I keep poor John. I keep saying I gotta bring him back into the storyline, and then I'll just completely go with somewhere else. Like I know John. I know he's somewhere staring at me. Like you said, you was going to bring me out. Like John is
I
so
just
sorry.
figured that he was in bereavement, quite honestly, because he's had a lot go on.
He did.
He really has. That
He
character has
lost his
had a
baby
lot.
mama, had a new baby thrust on him. His ex baby mama trying to help him, and then he got a new daughter. Like yeah, sibling day is going to be very fun.
That character has a lot going on. Now, I'm trying to find out about Hassan. Like, when is he going to get busted? At first, you put us all on an emotional roller coaster, and I know I can say that because I looked in your comments. We have gone from really liking Hassan, like
Y'all sure
yes, Amari
was. Y'all
needed
was
this kind
right
of
there.
guy in her
Like
life.
he's such a good man. He's such a good man. Like if the whole time I was like, if only y'all knew. If only y'all knew. Because I can't have him come off like the bad guy because they
You
never come off
can't.
that way. In real life, they never. They're always the
Thank
most
you.
charismatic man that just like love bombs you, makes you feel so safe, and then boom, here we go. So yeah,
I love how
he
you
was
did
fun.
that.
He was very
Yes, yes.
fun.
That's exactly it. Actually, there's a book. There's a book. Just recently published a book, right, called The Likeable Villain. And in the book, there's like a chapter as far as making sure that you do not have your characters just come off
Right.
being evil, unless, of course, that's like what you intentionally want. But when you come to someone who, like this right here in a relationship,
Yeah.
oftentimes they're not going to come to you with how controlling that they are,
Nope.
or that they have adulterous ways, or they have this and that going on, or and you would, I love how you did it though. You set it up so beautifully, because you would give us like these little breadcrumbs where we would see at times that he was controlling, that he was jealous, that he still had some type of feelings for his ex.
Yep.
Like, you threw it in there so nice.
Thank
And
you.
I personally really did enjoy. Like I said, you kind of put us on this roller coaster to where now he is. Nobody wants her with Hassan. We are waiting
Nope.
for Jason to come
I was
back in,
about
but
to say
Jason's
I
just as
have a few
toxic.
people, and it's like, no, we need Jason back. No, no, she
She
need to be
just
back
needs
with
to be
Jason.
by
Like,
herself. She needs to be by herself. I'm gonna need her to love on her. That's what I need for her to do. I need her to spend some time doing some self care and some
right?
meditation and prayer. It
Like, get it
just
together. Get it together. Cause love yourself first, Bill. Like,
yes,
I know, and I got
yes.
a
Let's
couple people
date
that's like,
ourselves.
right, love your children too. Like, worry
Hmm.
about your daughters and not a man. It's just like in real life, that's not how it goes. Like, it's just not how it goes.
It's not. It's not, because you know why? A lot of times women who just focus on the kids become very bitter, because
Yeah,
some part of them is not being nurtured, is not being, responded to. They want to have intimacy and they want to
right.
be loved and cared for. But whenever they kind of like have decided, hey, I'm going to put all my time and attention onto my kids, so then they become either mean to the children unintentionally, or they're suffocating to the kids, where the kids are like, I can't go anywhere. Like, I want to live life and you're
Right.
everywhere.
Yeah, you get the moms that's like, oh no, me and my kid are going to the club. Me and my kid are doing
Dude,
this together. And
dude,
your kid is like, please go play with an adult your age. Like,
I went
leave
through
me
that.
alone.
I
Oh,
went through that. I love my mama. I love my mama, but she even admits, like, all the a lot, not a lot, but well, yeah, there was a lot of different places where I worked at, and my mom would tell me work there,
oh no.
or like when I hung out and partied, my mom would be there.
Wow. Like,
But yeah. It went on for a while, but then when I got to be, kind of like college age, I
she
started partying
finally
by
let you
myself.
go.
And to a certain extent, she was like, "I give you freedom. I give you some. I give you some freedom." But like, yeah, I had to be home. I still had a curfew at like 21, so
Hold on, wait.
I had to think about it too.
Because my oldest she'll be 20 in December and she does still have a curfew.
Yeah,
And she has
it does.
to
It
turn her
happens.
location on when she goes out. Like, I need to know where you are and like who you're with. Like, I need to be able to check in.
And guarantee I'm gonna be on that tip too. I mean, especially now with today's climate, you want to know where your
Yeah.
kids are at and if they're okay. So I don't really see anything wrong with that. And quite honestly, if I had the 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 full run of the mill to just be at home at 6 and 7 in the morning or come
Man.
back the next day whenever I wanted to, who knows who I would be right now? So it was
Yeah.
restrictive and I didn't like it, but
But it
it did
helped.
help.
Yeah. 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 No, I get it. Because my mom was not strict. I still had freedom to run and do things, but yeah, no, I still had a curfew. There were things I was told I could not do. Now, will I say she actually checked to see if I was doing those things or not? No. Mm-mm. She just kind of trusted me, which is why with my kids, I'm like, yeah, I want to give y'all that same level of trust, but with a leash, because I know the things that you
Yeah,
could get into if someone
yeah,
doesn't have at least a little bit. And I could say my I only have one kid that has a baby, and she was 20 when she had him. So I did something good
yeah,
there. Like
yeah. You
y'all
did.
still have
Well,
freedom.
things that's good.
Yeah.
You did model. I
I
mean, just I may not know you personally, but just listening to our conversation thus far, you've done multiple things that's good, mommy.
oh
Being a mom
thank you.
is not easy. It's not.
It's not.
It's not easy. And then having multiples, and some people go, well, they can entertain each other. Not true. They want your attention. They want you to treat them like they're an only child. So you got all these kids that
My
you have
daughter
to.
that's now
Yeah.
17 told me she was like and she's like the what is she, baby number 6. She was like, Mom, there were times when
That's
I
what
was
I do.
little and you didn't even talk to me. Like, what are you talking about? She's like, I was the invisible child. Like, how are you invisible? You were always in my face. Like, what are you talking? Like, so during the moments where I had to deal with something from another sibling, I wasn't paying you attention, so you were invisible. Like, you know what? And now every day she walks through the door, she has to tell me about her day at school and what went on from the time she comes in until either she goes to get something to eat, she goes to the bathroom, or she goes to bed.
Hmm.
Even in school, she's texting me. Like, yeah, it might be multiple children, but you literally have to
Yeah,
still cater to each individual child
you do.
at where they are. Like, everyone is different. And like even me as an
Yes.
adult, I handle every person I meet with like how they come to me at that moment. Like whoever you are right then and there is who I'm dealing with. Please don't tell me don't have someone come to me like, oh, in the past they did this, that. I don't care
Yeah.
what they did in the past. I'm dealing with who they are right now. Like with my kids. You might have done things in the past that may be disappointing me. You had no business doing. But guess what? That was you then. This is
Yes.
you now. Like,
Exactly.
I'm glad that we got past this because my oldest son put me through the ringer. Like, yeah, woo, that was a ride. Like, you can't tell me that
Uh,
like the 24-year-old man I have now was that same 14-year-old that decided he wanted to run away because he couldn't get his way. Like,
wow.
I'm like, yeah. So I've learned with all these kids and all these different personalities that everyone is different. Everyone needs something different.
Yes.
And you have to take
Yes.
people at face value. So I try to do the same thing with my dolls. Even though a
Yes.
few of them, you might think that they're one way and they're really not. I love it. The grandma, I think, is really the only one. Jason's grandma is the only one I really flat
Ooh,
out,
let's talk about her.
I flat
Mm.
out wanted her to be evil, just as evil could be. And that's where I'm a keeper. She's not going to change.
I like that. I like
Spoiler
that. I
alert,
like that.
she's not going
I,
to change.
because you know why you brought up something, and I was able to talk to someone else about this too. Because we oftentimes do not like to tread on certain topics, right?
Yeah.
And when we talk about racism and someone who has their own views which are catered to old ways and old standards, we don't want to really talk about
Yeah.
that because we want to just keep it keep it in the closet, brush underneath the rug. But I love the fact that you brought that up with that grandmother. Jason's grandmother is just very set in her ways. She's
Very.
very much, yeah, she's very uppity. She's very, she has this Eurocentric uh, mindset,
Yep.
and she's just, I mean, flat out, she's racist. She's racist, and then
Exactly.
on top of that, she's based off of this thought process about social economic standards. And this
Yep.
person doesn't have enough money to be associated with you, and this person's black, and this person, I'm accepting that that's your granddaughter, but that doesn't mean I have to like her.
Exactly. Yep.
And that's
She don't even
the
like her
reality
own
of what we
great
have.
grandkids because they're mixed. She don't like them.
Yeah,
But if she could use them to control her grandson, she will. The way she controls everyone around her. Like she married Erica off to a governor because she
yeah.
needs him in her pocket. So yeah, I like her though.
I know, right? I oftentimes say your story is only as strong as your villain.
Yeah. And she's a really good one. I have another one
Yeah,
up and coming though. It's another one. It's another one coming. I feel
I'm looking forward.
like for every family dynamic story, there has to be one villain. There has to be that one person. So yeah, yeah. Everyone
Yeah,
will pretty much have one.
yeah. Because that's also part of our reality.
Yeah.
You don't come across everybody who just has your best intention, and they want everything to go great for you. You oftentimes are met with certain people who have their own set of intentions, and they want you to
Yep.
bend towards their will. And
Yep.
that's definitely how Jason's mom is. And I mean, well, his grandmother is, and then you see the mom being manipulated in that. You see his sister being manipulated. You see him being manipulated in it.
And he's the
That's
only
why I said
one that
he's
knows
just
it.
as toxic.
Yeah.
Hmm.
He's the only
Hmm.
one that realizes that he's being manipulated. The little sister doesn't really see it yet because
Hmm.
she's getting stuff from it and she's young.
I
So,
thought that she did it first. I
nope.
was like,
She
okay,
has
she
no
sees it, but
idea.
then, yeah, yeah. The more that she had scenes and in the storyline, you just see her just going right along with it.
Yep. She's still young and all she
Hmm.
sees right now is the money and the
Yep.
gifts that she's getting.
Yes.
So,
And that's really how a lot of young people think. Just being honest, when you have
yep.
kids, you start to learn certain things about them, and you're trying to let them know, like, hey, this person's not good in your life, and all they really do see is money and gifts. That's
Yep.
that's their love language.
The glitter. It's the glitter that gets them every time. Every
Yeah,
time. So yeah, she still had she'll be in and out. Erin will be in and out. I like her character too.
I do. But I do miss Jason and Amari being together. I do. But things do change too. So I like how you're able to have them evolve. I am curious to find out, is the baby going is are we going to see the baby again, or is the baby just going to stay kidnapped by grandma?
No, no, no. She's definitely coming back.
Oh,
She's
good. I know I didn't mean to give out this filler, but I mean, it's been on my mind. I'm like,
I know, and I bring her up every now and then because I don't want people to
mm-hmm,
forget that she's out there. Like she's out there. She she out there. She'll eventually be back, but she's going to come back with her own little storyline. So
I got you. I
gotta
got you.
let
Don't
that
don't spill
build.
anymore. Just
Nope.
that's good. I just want to make sure she.
She out there. She out there. Even
Yeah.
though I think yeah, part of my spoiler is behind me because she's like literally sitting there with her. It's
You're good
weird
though.
when I
You're good
put
because
them
you got Boca
away.
right there, so we can't see it all the way. So you're still good. You're still good.
It's so weird when I put the dolls away. I like to put them with like their family. I be like,
Hmm.
because if they get mixed up, then I'd be looking like, who was this?
Yeah.
Who was this character? Like, where were you at?
And
Like,
then
I
you
know
only
my
have so much time to really, play and photograph, and then you got to
right.
look for people. It's just easier to have them, set together. It makes
Yeah,
sense. It makes sense. And then lets them kind of gel and bond, and then before you know it, you come back and get like a story that you weren't even thinking about.
right. Because I actually used the wrong character in for Reggie's daughter. And I didn't realize I did it until after the fact. And I'm like, yeah, no one else noticed that because they do kind of look alike. So, yep, we're going to keep on moving and I'll just make sure to give you something next time.
And I do like his daughter reminds me of a hippie. Like she's just so
Yeah,
she just has her own free spirit.
yeah,
And I
pretty
like that.
much.
I like that. Now, how are you able to create these different diverse characters where each one of them has their own personality? Like, is there a certain process that you do to kind of be able to flesh
Mm,
out who they are?
I used to play with them for a little bit before I do the storyline. Like when I take them out the box and, you rebody them, figure out their name. I'll normally think of a storyline to go with them. Yeah, pretty much. Or like as we go, I'll keep them kind of like flat until I can really figure
Yes.
out who I want them to be.
Mm,
So like the
I
new
like that.
dolls when they come in, they'll just have like a flat, like they won't have a lot of story to them besides maybe they are someone's daughter or cousin, whatever. But like when Nari first came in, she was just, Yasir's little sister. She was
Yes.
Reggie's youngest daughter. And then she developed into her own person. So
Yes. 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 And I noticed, like, when Juju came in, I have to go back into your account. I was like, where did Juju come up? So, and
very,
I didn't
very
realize. I was like, okay,
flat.
she's a whole new, fresh
Yep.
character in the story. But I love that you had her come in with her friends with this pregnancy pact.
She came in before that, when Amari was pregnant and she went to go visit her aunt. The girls
Okay,
first came in.
okay, I gotta go back
So
and remember. Well, I have
they
to go
were
back so I
there.
can jog
They
my
were
memory.
always
Okay,
there. Even when they
and
did
then
like
she
the
just
little
got more.
family group joins, they were in
Yes.
there. They they
See,
were there.
I gotta
They
go
were
back and
just
look her up.
young. Yeah, they were
Okay.
just younger. So when she got in high school, it was time to give her her own little storyline. Plus, when I got
Okay.
that doll, like I fell in love with that doll. And I'm like, yeah, no, I have to do something with you because you were just too pretty to sit in the box or in the background. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so
I
yeah, her and her friends are
agree.
fun.
They are. They are. Now, what made you come up with the pregnancy pact?
Blip, what was I? That was a TV show.
Lifetime, I think. Was it Lifetime? I think it was a Lifetime movie.
It most likely was. I love Lifetime. I love Lifetime. But was it the Secret Life of the Teenager? Secret Life of the Teenage American Teenager? It go one of those ways. Secret Life
Okay.
of something. But I watched the show, but it was actually kind of it wasn't too good. It was very bland. It was not, you know, it just didn't seem like something that would actually happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I took that and put my own spin on it.
I like that. I like that because especially when you and I was waiting. I was like, man, I don't know how. One, I don't know how Mama didn't notice that she was pregnant. I don't know how. I don't know how, but I guess Mama's just working a whole lot. Mama's tired by the time
And
that
the
she sees her in the room
baby,
and she got the
remember the
pillow in
mom
front
just
of her.
had a baby. The mom also just had a baby.
So her,
So,
yeah.
you
So
know,
her mind's just
she was not paying attention. And like I did do like a
that's
little
true.
couple stories where it was like the mom would tell her, hey, let's go watch a movie together. And she'd be like, oh, well, I have to do this
Mm-hmm.
and something like that. So she was kind of pulling away to hide it. So that's why the mom didn't notice it. She went from knowing, like having her daughter always around to her daughter kind of pulling away. But then she was over working and had a baby too. So,
That's
some
true.
slip
That's
ups can
true.
happen. It can
It
happen.
really, really can. It really, really, and that's the thing of it is understanding because when you're on the outside looking in, it's like, oh, that's not gonna happen. I wouldn't let that happen. I'm gonna be checking your clothes, tucking in your shirt.
And I mean, I'm speaking also, it kind of came like with my second child. I hid that pregnancy from my mom for like 5 months, like five
Really?
whole months. And it was like one day we was getting ready to go to my uncle's dinner and this dress, oh my, I tried on so many dresses. I tried on so many dresses trying to cover this. And I found this red dress with it had like tassels or something on it. And I'm like, all right, the tassel and the sway
Mm-hmm.
kind of take away from it. And my
Okay,
mom
add
just
it.
happened to catch me from the side. And she was like, I know I I I know. I know you ain't pregnant.
I've been there though. I've
I was
been
like,
there.
I was like, no, I'm just fat. I just gained some weight. Like, and I had to just give it up. I had to give it up. Like
You
it was
do.
so noticeable, but like I got away for a long time just wearing baggy clothes.
Oh, don't even feel bad about that because my husband and I we got married. We met in 2007, got married in 2008. We met in September of 2007, got married February 2008, and got pregnant right around March. And not a real big deal on that one, but you know, when you have multiples,
Yeah.
some families I imagine are like, "Yay, another one," but we didn't really get that kind of
I
response.
was
It
like,
was like
again?
they're
Again? Didn't you just have a
when you
baby?
gonna zip it up?
Like
When you gonna close your legs? Like, are y'all done?
like
Please tell me this is it.
are you buying Pampers? Are you taking care of these kids and feeding them? Then shut up. Shut up.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. But even if family's helping, it's still like, could you get like a little bit of support, like a little bit of joy on like this is a happy moment. So I get it because like with some of our pregnancies, we were like, okay, let's keep this one under wraps so we don't have to hear anybody talk.
matter of fact, I did that with like five, the last five. And I still have family members that'd be like, who these who are these people? Like, oh, that's my baby. That's the baby. That was baby number 8, baby number 7, baby number 6. They
Mm-hmm.
be like, I only remember the first 3. Like, what?
Yeah, yeah. It's like if you came around more,
Yeah,
if you
right.
called, FaceTime, email,
Where were
let's
you
make it
at? Like, where were you at? Because I was big. It was no way to hide that. Like, you must
Oh
not have been around.
goodness. You and me both. I remember people would be like, you have twins now. We do have one set of twins, but with all of them, like mine would pop out.
Right.
So when it comes to hiding it, like, yeah, it was very difficult.
There was only one baby I could have hid, and that was the very first one. He was such a good baby. Like, that was the best pregnancy ever. And I don't know if it was because my first, but yeah, no, I did not. I didn't get a real bump until I was like 7 months.
Oh, wow.
I just rolled
Yeah.
over and it was like boom. Like,
Hmm.
oh, okay. Like,
He needed that leg room. He's like, I'm ready.
and he's
Stretch.
6'6" now. Like,
Wow. Oh my
yeah.
goodness.
Everyone
See, that's
else is
why I'm doing the
midgets.
drill sergeant method because my kids, some of them are already taller than me, like the first three. It's
I
hard
will
to admit
stand on
are already
something and
taller. So
chop
I'm
you in
like,
your neck. Like, don't. The baby boy tries it. He tries it, and I'm like, he's only like maybe like 2, 3 inches taller than me now. And I'm just like, I'm gonna need you to stop because I don't like them
yeah.
looking down, talking to me.
It makes you feel a certain way. I know.
Like, like I will get a stool everywhere we go just to stand up, okay? Because I don't like
Exactly.
that. Like,
I
I
know.
will
I
still
know. I
knock you
get it.
down to my size.
I just try not to feel it. I try not to feel that there's a height difference. I'm not gonna lie. Like I am just now admitting that there's a height difference. Literally right now admitting
Right?
it.
Yep.
Because for me, I'm like I was talking to my husband probably like last month and I was like, yeah, we're about the same height, talking about me and the
Yep.
kids. And he was like, no, they're taller than you. And I was like, no,
They're
no,
not.
no,
Mm-mm.
no, they're not because I can look right in their eyes and look me in the
Yep.
eyes.
I
We're
was like, no,
both
that was just the shoes I was wearing that day. I didn't have my sneaker wear. I had a slot. I was barefoot that day. No, we the same height. Mm-mm.
we are the same. Exactly.
No,
Exactly.
my son's the
Yes.
baby stay trying to be like, no, mom. I'm like, like what? Like, I'm definitely taller than you are. Like, it's your hair because he grew his hair on. I'm just like, no, that's just extra hair.
Exactly.
Like, mm-mm.
Oh, snap. Yes, yes. Kids, man, they're
It's always the kids. I swear. Like, my baby girl likes to call me Big Bet. If I eat too much, Big Bet. Like, okay. Oh, okay.
big bet.
Like,
Uh-uh.
okay. Like,
Oh, I'll
you
tell
know,
you what my younger one does. Right before we did this live today, I was over here getting myself together, and he was like, Mom, he's 3. He was like,
oh,
Mom, calm down. You need to
oh,
calm down. I was like, dude, I am calm. Like, what are you talking about? You need, like, if I get upset or something, he likes to let me know, calm down. He's the
oh,
baby. We did baby yoga with almost all the kids, release gas, get
okay.
them to calm down, but he really adhered. to the baby yoga.
Oh,
And so, yes,
hey,
yes, yes, yes. He's the one who likes to tell people to calm down. But mind you, he gets very spicy and feisty himself, and he forgets to tell himself to calm down. I'm like,
of
well, when are you going to
course,
tell yourself to calm
of course, because I feel like that's how it goes. Like I have one. What is she? Baby number 4. Nope, baby number 5.
down? Okay.
She is
That's how I do too.
my. She's the very she's very Libra. Okay, like she does not like to see anyone argue. Don't fight. Like like I will share with you, but on the other side, if she has something that is specifically for her and you use it,
Hmm.
she flies off the handle. And I'm like, hey, what happened to let's not argue? What happened to share? Like okay. She's like, no, but I got y'all this. Like this is mine. Like,
Right.
but I don't have a mine. I don't when it comes to her, I don't have a mine. It's not mine. It's ours.
Hmm.
Collectively. My cardigans belong to all of us, and I just didn't know.
That it did, huh? Until you see it on her.
She asked me. I'll give her that. She does say, "Hey, mom, I'm wearing this outfit tomorrow. When I wear this cardigan?" Like, or she'll tell me she didn't like my cardigan because it didn't have pockets. Like,
Hmm.
well, buy me a cardigan with pockets. And
Oh,
then she's
yeah,
like, "No, I'll just
they're
wait till you
very
find
honest.
one.
They're
I'll
very
wait till you find one."
honest. But see, the
I,
beautiful thing is that when you have so many people around you that has, and you said it, and that's how I feel every day, that all my children have very different personalities from each other and different personalities from me, different personalities from their dad. And I believe that that is like a beautiful ingredient for
it
being able to
is.
write characters.
It
It really, because
Yes. I have a couple that are based off of my kids. Amari is definitely my oldest daughter. Very much so my oldest daughter. She's very, very forgiving. Even
yes,
in some situations where I feel like she shouldn't be. But no, she's very, very much the second mom, very forgiving. Um and she's kind of like a not really stuck, but like when she gets set in something, that's just where she goes. Like doesn't like change too much. So yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah. And you see that with Amari. You do.
yeah, that is very much her. I still haven't made one that's like my oldest son because Lord, that one would be fun. I might have to find one. I meant to find one to find a way or use one I have and create him in there. That'd be fun to
I,
watch.
I know, right? Right. And the thing that I love, though, now I was thinking about it when you said about your oldest son, and this probably has nothing to do with your oldest son at all, but Amari's brother, because he has such a, honestly, he's so good natured. So whenever I do see him in the storyline, he's involved in
Yeah,
drama.
I
I'm like,
feel like
how? He's so
maybe
good
I did get
natured.
that from my son a little bit
He's
because
so
he is very
good.
much the old, like he is so overprotective. Like um my baby number 5, my Libra baby, she had an issue at work. She didn't even want to tell him about it because she knew
He was
if he
very
got a whisper of it, he was going to run with it, like just swoop in and want to go to the job to fix the issue. Like, and that is very much him. Like,
That's
it's like the
good
second dad.
though. That's
They don't
good
like it,
though.
but it's a good trait that they have their dad and their older brother to run
Yes.
to. Should there ever be any type of an issue, at least you have your dad and your older brother.
Look at us, sis. Look at us. Both only
Like,
children, didn't grow
look,
up with mom and dad both together, and
right?
yet our babies, yeah, they have their dad and they have their oldest siblings to be there for them, which is just literally a dream come true because
It
that's
is.
what it is. So
It
don't
really,
sit
and my
there
second
and
daughter is not a
yeah,
fighter.
don't say anymore. I did one thing right. Honestly, don't say I did one thing right. You did multiple things. You're doing things right.
I I watch them and it's just like wow. I still see them as babies sometimes. I'm like, oh, oh. Remember when I was potty training you?
I
Like,
tell you what,
remember when
mine
you
is just
couldn't go
now
to
starting to
sleep?
grow peach fuzz. So I can only imagine at 24, the peach fuzz is getting to me.
Uh,
He was listening because
like
we
the
just got
beard?
done. Oh, here he comes right down the steps. We just got done with them not feeling well, right? Because I was like, oh, I understand what you're feeling. So I was putting, I think it was either Vapors Rub or the Zarbee's
Okay.
chest rub on their feet because that helps them feel
Yeah.
better too. Yeah, you put that on the feet. So
Vapor rub is
he's
good for everything, evidently. Like I
isn't it? So
everything.
I put that on his feet and he was sleeping. He wasn't all the way asleep. He was, still he was laying down, and when I moved his little pants a little bit, like right at the ankle was
Hmm.
all this little leg hair, and I was like, oh my god.
Oh, they'll always be our babies. They're just gonna always be our babies. Like
I'm not ready. Yeah,
I'm not ready. He's 24, and now he's talking about moving in with his girlfriend. I'm still like I'm not ready.
girl, I
Like
know, right? It's
he's
like
trying to.
you won't wait until that's your fiance. Like, wait until you know for sure. I know, and it's like,
He
and
told
it's
me he
nothing against
wasn't going to
girlfriend.
be here for the holidays
Yeah,
because he wants
yeah,
to
you
spend it
probably,
with his girlfriend. I'm just like, no, you are not married. Y'all don't have kids yet. You still belong to me.
you know,
Like I know I gotta let go, but it's still
it's
my
hard.
baby. It's my baby.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Girl, we're talking about my husband. We talking about having a compound. I'm not even gonna lie. We said we're gonna have our
I said
house, and
that.
we want to get enough.
I
Yes, yes, enough
said
land
that.
where they can have their
My
own little
husband is the opposite because he's like, no, they have to get their own. Like I want to be in the house with just me and you, and I'm just like, but if we get a big enough space, we can all have different houses and still be together.
on
And
the
he's just
same
like, you're
land.
just never going to let them go. And it's like, no, but no, no.
But that gives me so much insight as to why in your story you have Nikki that's like, I want the whole
Yeah,
household here.
yeah.
I want us all together. And and it resonates with me because I'm on that level. I'm
Yeah,
like, I want them all.
I don't want to not see them. I don't like no, like why can't like I'm like, I just we just bought this house on this block and I'm just like, okay, why don't we all just find houses on this block together? We can just be the why do y'all have to move away? Like
Even if you don't
what is the
come over,
point?
but like I can like look out the window. You come home at 6. I can look out
I
the
can
window and
see
I can see you
you.
park your car.
Just
Exactly.
wave.
It's like I know you got home safe. Okay, good. Like
Right. I just need to know that you're okay. But I need to see
yeah.
you too. I need to yeah. My
And then if you
husband is
have
just like, no.
kids, I'm here to babysit. What?
All right, my grandbaby is here now, so
Yes. Yes. All right. There's so many benefits. We
just wait
became
till
a
later.
community that just is so ostracized and we want to migrate all the time.
Right.
And it could just be me and you. It could just be me and you. But
Yeah,
we always want to migrate. And the connectedness that we need as
yes,
family is really gone. It's
it
not,
is.
I'm not going to say it's completely gone, but it's not as strong as it used to be.
It's not. It's really not. Like seeing remember how I grew up and like Thanksgiving we go to my grandma's sister's house and with everybody there, like my grandma and her sister and then their children and their grandchildren. And it's like here I am. With just
Yeah.
me and my kids. Like
Yeah.
so I mean, yeah, I because my mom is no longer here and it's like it's just really me and my kids. It's like I don't want to I don't want to experience that, not being together.
Yes.
Like
Yes. Do you feel
I need to always be around them and have them around. Like
exactly? I- I'm in the same boat with you. I am. I am. We don't even talk. You know how, like, when we were kind of growing up, you would hear parents say, when you turn 18, you're out of here.
yeah,
We don't do
I'm
that
not
talk.
that parent. Nope.
Yeah, exactly. We do not do that talk.
Nope. Matter of fact, they'd be like, Mom, when I'm 18, I'm leaving. Like, no, you're not. Like, no,
No,
you're
you're not.
not.
That's right.
Like, you will stay right here. right here. You're
Exactly.
never leaving me ever. You're never ever leaving me. Never. I told one daughter, I was like, "You're never gonna leave me. You're gonna live in my basement for the rest of your life." Like, I mean,
Fully
and then we got
furnished basement. We're not
wait,
talking
wait,
about like kidnapping,
no,
guys. We're saying
we
fully furnished,
we got
everything,
this
your own
house and the
apartment.
basement was done. So yeah, just the run down there, and I'm like, ah! And then she chose that room. I'm like, I told you was gonna be in the basement. Told you it was gonna be in my basement. Like, and even that one, that is my her love language is like food. Like, it's like food. She cooks for us. She brings us snacks. Like I feel like a kid. Like every time I see her, it's like, here, mom, look. Like she works at Walmart, and
Oh.
she's like, they have these new like cotton candies that's like for the season.
Mm-hmm.
There's like one that's like hot chocolate, one that's like peppermint bark
Oh
or
wow.
something, and sugar cookie, and I forgot what the fourth one was. But she showed me a picture while she was at work. Mom, look, look, look. I didn't expect her to bring it home, and she did.
Oh.
And she was like, "Hey, you have to taste these." Like she constantly brings us food and snacks, candies, cookies, like, and when she cooks. Like I'm just like, you can never leave me. You can just never leave me. I'm now spoiled by the fact that you have a job and make your own money and can spoil me with stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I have one that likes to spoil me with the little mini brand balls. I'm just like,
Mm-hmm. Oh yes.
I was like, I love it here. None of y'all can ever leave me. Like this is just the best ever. It's like being a
I was
kid.
gonna ask you how is your family supporting you with, having your dolls and storyline and being a doll collector?
Yeah, no. One my 17-year-old is more so mad because she's like, how come they ain't had this when I was playing with Barbie? Like they ain't have it when I was playing with Barbie.
They did.
I had a stiffy. Y'all got made
Mm-hmm.
to move. Like
Mm-hmm.
she was like, we didn't have mini brands and little foods. I'm like, neither did I. We had paper. Like we
I
had
know that was
pictures.
it.
Like, why do you think I'm living it up now? Like she's like, all right, well, whenever I decide to play with dolls again, I'm gonna be in there. I'm like, okay. Just don't mess with the ones that are staged. Play with the other
Mm-hmm.
ones. There are bins
Mm-hmm.
full of them. Use those. Like, but no, Christmas is really easy because they get me dolls. Hard for them because then they have to call mom. What doll don't you have? Like, I don't know. Just I don't know, babe. Just get something you think I don't have
Mm-hmm.
because I pretty much have them all. It's kind of bad.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, exactly the ones that you want. Like I'm very picky about the ones that I want.
I like different.
Me
I
too.
need different faces because I hate having dolls that look like other dolls.
Mm-hmm.
And then they be in the
Mm-hmm.
background looking like my other doll. Like, ugh, no. Like, that's not going to work for me. Like, I need
Yeah. Yeah.
different face molds.
I like different face molds. I'm with you on that. Now, some people I know that they like to collect the same face molds, and yet still those dolls will still have like something different about them. So I think it just
Yeah.
depends on how people like to do it. But for me, I value each one of them as unique
Yep.
and different, and I just like to have them with different face modes.
Yeah. Because
Now
when
I
I look at
do
it, I want
happen
to
to
know what
like the
doll it
goddess
is.
face mode. Yeah, I like the goddess face mode a whole lot, but I couldn't see because Heidi has a goddess face mode, but I couldn't see myself having like,
Ooh.
yeah.
Okay.
I love the goddess face mode.
She's
And the
pretty.
goddess face mode comes in different skin shades.
Okay. She
I do. That's one of my
looks like a
favorites. Now that
doll.
mm-hmm.
I can't.
That is one of my favorites.
I'm sure I have that somewhere around here. But I don't know.
You
I
do.
didn't like them all looking
You
alike.
do.
Who was it?
Oh goodness. Tate. Tate comes to mind. That storyline with Tate, where she was
Her
with the
sister.
guy. Yes. Yes, because she's with the guy who's married. And are we gonna see her again?
This one?
Yes! Yes! That's the word! Yeah.
Cheyenne. I love her. I can't wait for her to
Mm-hmm.
find out about her cousin and her husband. Ooh,
Oh yeah.
that's going to
Yeah,
be
she's
fun.
getting done so wrong. She's so sweet.
She really is. And it's usually always that cousin, the sweetheart
Yeah.
cousin. The quiet one is always the one they want to mess with. It's always that cousin.
Well, you know what they say about the quiet ones, though.
Yeah, we'll
I wouldn't
find out
mess with the
too.
quiet ones because there's something that they're hiding inside of themselves that they
Between her,
sometimes don't even know until it comes out.
between
Yeah.
her and her sister, I can't wait for, especially when Tatum find out. Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
That
get
was
excited
very ugly.
myself.
But he treats her so dirty, anyways. That's another toxic situation where I'm like, why are you even with him? Like, she's nursing him and, to help. And then
She feels
sister
bad.
steps in to supposedly help.
She feels bad. Remember, because so the reason he's crippled is because they were in a car accident because
She
them
was,
two were arguing, and
mm-hmm.
that's how their daughter passed away, and he was crippled in that accident. So he's taking it all out on her, and then she feels guilty because he's that way because of her. So that's how he's getting away with this. She'll wake up.
And I love that you broke that down in such a way because I think sometimes whenever people are struggling with storylines and being able to design their characters, is that they're not able, like when I listen to you, I can tell that you go into your character's shoes, like you are in their moccasins to be able to to tell their story. And it gets into the psychology of it, that that the guilt that she's feeling,
Never thought about it
and
like that.
him being able to, kind of, and I'm not saying he doesn't feel any pain because obviously he does, and he's crippled right now. He's going through his situation, but he's also
Yep.
manipulating it.
Yep.
What was already in him, it just comes even more so out.
Yeah. And now he wants to hurt her because he feels she hurt him. They're just stuck in a little cycle right now.
Mm. And then when you look around you, and that's what I love about your story because it's relatable, it's raw, it's realistic. Even if someone's not walking through that relationship themselves or going through those trials, you know people who are going through that.
Right.
You know people who are in toxic relationships and relationships where they're
And
not respecting
the
each
whole
other.
time you watching them, like, why? Why are you still with? And when you talk to that person, they'll just give you like their side. Like, maybe they don't see that they're being manipulated. Or they don't
Because she's
see the
almost
dirt.
justifying it. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's almost justifying how he is.
And honestly, almost every person I've ever known in a relationship like that, while the one person is just like dogging them out, the other person is always justifying why they're being dogged out. But they never actually see that they're being dogged out. Like it's so mind-boggling. Like you see it. I know you see it because you're justifying that it's happening, but at the same time they don't see it. Like
And they don't feel that they can get anything better. You
yeah,
know, that's the hard thing about it, is that they have come to a place within themselves that they've said, I can't do better.
yeah,
This is the best that I can do. And that he would be better if this didn't happen and I'm the cause of why this happened, so I have to stay.
yep. They were like, it's my fault. I deserve this. I deserve how he's treating me because I did whatever. Like, yeah,
And that's why a story is so important. Sometimes it's real easy, especially on this platform where we see so many like photos of fashion or outdoor
yeah,
photos, and there's like very minimal caption, and
right,
there's definitely not storyline caption. And I love those. You've heard me say it. I love all the different kind of stories that we have and photos that we have on this platform. But I believe story and storyline has so much value because it speaks to the heart of the situation that people are going through,
yeah.
or that
It's not
someone
just
knows
a
that
picture,
someone else is going through. Yes, and they can go, "Oh, okay, I'm not alone on this," or
right?
or it can like smack them in the face, like, "Oh, wow, I'm going through that."
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I really do. I like I love the direction that you're headed with what you do and how you do it, and I don't want to be dismissive of another subject because you've brought up your mom. And number one, my heart goes out to you as far as your mom passing and transitioning. And my number two question would be, do you find that being able to have uh, play in your life, is it therapeutic in your process as
Very,
far
very
as
much so.
grieving?
Very, very much so. Like, it's where, because like, between Nikki and Gigi and pretty much with all of the moms, there's a little bit of my mom in each one of those. There's a little bit of her spread amongst all of them. Like, so, I mean, it was a way to deal with it. And once I started playing with dolls again, I don't like it was a stress reliever. It's, it helped me deal with a lot of emotions. Like if I could put it on a doll, play it out, it helped. It helped a lot.
Did because I don't want to break now. If anything feels uncomfortable, definitely do not
No,
answer. But I do know that we are headed towards the holiday, and I have already seen a few posts from different accounts where people are they're looking forward to the holiday, but then also the reality of not having their parent, especially I'm seeing posts about moms not having them there physically with them is really, really hard. And I'm sorry there. Would you say that being able to transmute the energy of who your mom is into those three characters with Gigi and with Anne and with Nikki, do you feel that you have her with you? Like, do you feel more of a closeness with her whenever you're able to put her into those characters?
yeah, yeah. I mean, it it helps. Like, I even named a doll after I named the doll after my mom, but not spelled the same way. Like my mom's name is Charmaine, and I named my doll Charmin.
Oh,
um, and she a little bit of my mom in that one too, a little bit of her in that one too. I just haven't done her complete story yet, but yeah, but it's helped because like I could compare like now
hmm,
based on like how I was like when she passed without the dolls. So dealing with that without the dolls versus now having the dolls. This was better. I just really wish someone had told me this way back then when this happened because I probably could have dealt with it a lot
mm,
faster.
I understand that. I understand that. When your mom transitioned, is that what kind of catapults you into your doll collecting? Being able to have your dolls, or
I'm really trying to remember when. Believe it or not, if I'm not mistaken, it was that what the Barbie looks the pool one. Um
the
oh
pool.
shoot, her. Travis' mom. It was her.
Oh, yes, yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's
It was so this was maybe like 2017 or 18 and my
okay.
girls played with dolls, but they like the Monster High dolls.
Okay.
And when that doll came out, I was like, "Oh, she's just so pretty. I'll just get
Mm-hmm.
this. I'll just get this one doll. I'm gonna get this one doll so I can play dolls with them." Yeah, that was a roller coaster. I got her, and it's just been one doll, just one doll. But I gotta get this one doll for this, and I'm gonna need this because I got this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but honestly, this has been very therapeutic. This has been a lifesaver
Yes.
because I used to have anxiety attacks, like panic
Me
attacks,
too.
really bad. Like first thing in the morning, you open your eyes and I can't move. And since I've started playing, I have not had a panic attack. Like it's almost like wow, who needs medication when y'all could have just gave me a doll?
Yeah.
Like buy me a doll house. Like instead of a therapist, please give me the money for a doll house. You know,
Yes, yes. It's right out the prescription just for a dollhouse and what store to go to.
that'll work. Like just give me one permanently for
We need to get on
Target,
that.
and I'll just live there. Like that'll
Yes.
work for me because this was. I can't wait. I can't even say it's more affordable because
Like you said, after you get one doll, and then that doll needs a brother, that doll needs a sister, that doll needs a spouse, that doll needs,
and
and
then
don't
don't
forget about the
go on
clothes
eBay. Don't go on
and the
eBay. But just
miniatures.
like, hey, I had this when I was little. Let me
Oh,
get this place.
oh yes.
Like I wanted this when I was little. Let me get it. Like stop buying stuff. Stop buying stuff. Just stop it. Like yeah. I
Mm.
have no room for it, and yet I can't stop buying stuff.
I know. I
I'm like,
know.
just one more, just one more, just one more, just one more.
This
Like,
is it. This is it. I'm good. And then, they create a whole new doll, and you're like, oh, I needed that one. I was wondering because I've been wanting to have this other doll involved, and I didn't have anybody for
right.
the doll.
Like,
It's
the only
Mattel's
doll
fault.
I haven't bought, even though in my head I'm like, I need that, is the Target one. I haven't.
Oh yeah.
The bad part is now that they have the Target mini brands, then I'm like, now I need the Target doll so I can do the Target minis. Because I can't get the Target minis and they can't go to Target. But if I get the Target doll, someone
Hmm.
can work there and we can use the Target minis. Like, yeah,
I
this
know
is
that's how they
expensive.
get us. That's how they get us. That's how they get us. But then they have really good sales too. So
They really do.
we just got
Yeah.
we gotta wait for them.
Especially Target. They're like, hey, you
Hmm.
already need laundry detergent, but if you get $30 worth, we'll give you $10. Like,
Hmm. Hmm.
I mean, I can use that $10 toward, like, I might need a Shoppers Anonymous or something with this habit,
Hmm.
but it's a good habit, okay? Of all the habits, this is a good habit to have.
It is. Now listen, now listen. There's one thing if you and I'm not knocking anyone at all, but if you're collecting and you're just collecting to almost hoard, you're not really doing anything with it. You're just
Yeah,
putting it in a room, and then you buy a new one and you put it in the room, and then you don't even get any time to really, just admire the dolls that you have.
yeah.
But you're just buying them to just buy it. I think that becomes a very toxic addiction. That's abusive
I started
and that's a
that
misuse
way. I
of
did.
collecting.
I
Well,
did.
like I said, I'm not knocking it at all. I'm not. I'm not at all. I'm not at
No,
all
no,
knocking it.
I
But
get it. Like when I first found the doll community, like I said, I bought that poolside doll, and then I think that's like the Made to Move dolls had really just come out, so I got a couple of those, and I was following some pages, and they just had the Barbies on the shelf, and I was like, okay, let's try this out, and I put them on the shelf, and I look at them, and I'm just like,
see, we're
what is the
admiring them.
point? Like, what is the point? I need to play with you. Like, I'm not buying you to sit you on a. No, I need to play with the doll. Like, and after that, I was like, yeah, no, there are no box dolls. No
Well, I'm
box
thinking.
dolls.
Yeah, yeah. I don't. I have maybe like 4 or 5 boxed over there, and that's like a little different. But for the most part, and actually, I had a conversation with someone on here before about boxing them or unboxing them. I think it's like, your own individual
Yeah,
thing. You want to unbox, fine. If you don't, you don't. Me personally, I like to unbox.
I love that.
Majority of all of my dolls are unboxed because you know why? I look at these estate sales that people buy the dolls from,
Right.
and it's like, eventually one day we are going to transition. Nothing is forever. And if you just keep your dolls in the box and now if you like it that way, that's fine because that's your personal choice. But for me, if I'm looking at a doll and I'm constantly thinking, oh, I would love to take that doll out, but no, I'm going to keep her in a box. And then I transition and someone else gets the doll and they take the doll out the box. Shoot, I could have had the doll out the box and enjoyed it.
Right.
Plus, on top of that, half the time the rubber bands have all like gotten, they
Disintegrated.
disintegrated. Come on now.
Like,
I'm like,
yeah.
the
No,
value isn't even the same.
I had got one, and it was an old like skipper. It was like the cheerleading skipper. And the rubber band on her arm, it had disintegrated, but it had messed up her skin. And the stockings I was like, oh, see, I should have took her out. She'd be fine now. But you left her in the box. But I be feeling bad when they're in the box. I feel like they be looking at me like, ma'am, ma'am, I don't want to be in the box no more. Please take me out the box. Just take me out the box. Like, why did you
Yes.
buy me? So I be feeling bad. Like they be talking to me like, ma'am, take me out the box. Like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm an unboxer. I am an unboxer. Like I said, I've got a couple, like I said, about 4 or 5 over there, Frida and Dia de Muertes dolls, and a gemstone doll that hasn't been unboxed. But I'm
Mm.
like, yeah, yeah. I'm like, you're when now if I have like a story where I would need to take them out or I wanted to, then I
Yeah.
would. But because of the speciality of those dolls, I'm like, I
Yeah.
really have to have a good reason to unbox them. Or if I had shelves, because I'm dealing with the same thing you are as far as space. Now, if I had shelves in this particular room, then I would go ahead and probably have them on the shelf unboxed. But right now they're just in there. But yeah, I'm an unboxer. I
Yeah.
let them live. I'm like, just live and breathe
Like live your best little life out here,
on their
spending my money, make some friends. Yeah, hey.
Because I want to brush your hair. I want to change your clothes. I want to
Right.
pop off the head, put it on a new body. So
I know they
it
hate to
helps.
see me coming with a new made to move body because I know they be looking like that doll is not part of this story, right? You know she about to pop your head off. You're not staying
Hmm.
long. Like sad part is
That's
yeah,
what
because I
happened.
really just did that,
Yeah, it
and
feels
then they go
good.
on stiffies. It does.
It does. It
It does.
does.
I actually like
I
popping
just
their
did it the
heads
other
off.
day.
Yeah.
I was having a stressful day, and I was like, I got to do something. And I changed out the doll, took her head from another doll's body, and put on a new outfit for her,
Yep.
and oh my gosh, I'm not gonna lie, like I felt so much better. It truly is. It's therapeutic. It's
It is.
therapy. It makes you feel better, even if you're not able to snap the photos. Anything that you're able to do creatively with your
Changing the
dolls.
clothes, doing their hair,
Yes.
like it's all a form of therapy.
It really is. And I love that you said earlier, you were like, I take the dolls out, I play with the dolls, I interact with the dolls, and then I kind of go from there as far as building a story, or I start off
Yep.
flat until I get to know the doll better. Because I think a lot of times, I've spoken to other doll collectors, or, other play uh, collectors on here, and we talk, and it's like, whenever I play with my dolls, I feel that I need to photograph it. But you don't have
Yeah.
to. And
I mean,
I think
sometimes it'll work.
yeah. Yeah, sometimes you just need to interact with your
Yeah.
dolls. And it's just you. It doesn't have to go on IG or go on another social media platform. It's just you being able to release and enjoy and be
Yep.
creative.
Yeah. Yeah. So I had a whole, what was it, like a couple Halloweens ago. Me and the kids were playing the game with the dolls. And I was like, you're not going to put this in your story? I'm like, yeah, no. We'll just keep this for us. And I'll leave this alone. But I've already promised the kids that one Halloween we're going to post. We're going to do the storyline that we've done. It's almost like a who done it with the dolls
Hmm. I like
every
it.
Halloween. It's fun, but I feel like it's going to take up space. Like I don't have the space to do it. Like it would I'd have to get rid of my dolls and move them out to do the who done it because we need all the space to do it. And then you need all the props when someone dies.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be like Clue. I like that. Now do you have to do it when it's Halloween? Like could you probably do it?
No, I could do it and actually the bad part is I was like, you know what? I could try to incorporate it into the story, but then I'd have to kill one of my dolls and it's just like, you know how
I
hard
have an
it
issue
was?
with that too. I do too, and I've had other chats where I'm like, how do you do it?
I can't.
I
Like,
have an issue with it. I have an issue with him when if I'm writing a book and I have to, kill off a character. I to this day have not done it. And one of my goals sounds so weird to say, but it is a goal of mine to be able to have a character that dies off, and I'm okay with
successfully
it. I
kill
am not
one
okay with it.
off. Yeah. I did with Ryan, and even that was hard. That was so hard. That was so hard to do. But at the end, I needed her body. And she didn't have a big role, so it was like, okay, let's just let her go. I could say I killed one person off, but that was so
One
hard.
doll character. Yeah,
I did it because even Samuel was hard. Like he's still
yeah,
lurking. I don't think I'm done with him yet. I don't think I'm done yet. He'll be back.
yeah, yeah. He was another toxic one.
I enjoyed him thoroughly. He was so fun. Like the fact that he had his hands in so many little things was fun.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like you thought he was a creep. It gets worse. Yeah, he's a creep, a real, real big one. Yeah,
That's why Reggie is such a breath of fresh air. It's like you know
See,
He's a
someone
family
had to get a
man.
good guy.
Mm-hmm. And Nikki needed it. Nikki
Yeah.
needed it. She's been through a whole lot. Guys, go back into the story if you haven't. Nikki has been through a whole lot.
Yeah.
So it's good to be able to see her have someone who, prioritizes her, who loves her, who takes in her family, who has, who's just like a through and through family man.
Yeah. I mean, I had fun with Nikki too. I mean, and in the very, very, very beginning, um, I wasn't really sure where I was going with her. She had a favoritism towards Alani and really didn't like Amari in the beginning. But I don't know. Like as they went, it was like I can't, I couldn't go with that type of dynamic. So I softened her, and then her and Amari grew into their relationship, and actually, at the point where Nikki delivered Camille was what healed their relationship, and that's how they were able to move
Mm,
forward.
mm, mm.
Because I couldn't have
I
her
like
being the
that.
villain. Like I really like Nikki. So yeah, she
I
had to
almost,
get
I
it
didn't really
together.
take it. I didn't take it as a villain way. I almost saw it as a mom who has maybe grown up more with the oldest, with Alani, so like they shared more in common.
Okay.
And then with Amari, it was like she just, for me when I read it, it was just that she was younger and she had already been through so much to where the Nikki had to where she just kind of had a guard on her heart on being able to relate to Amari,
That
whereas
makes
Alani had
sense.
kind of walked through things more with her, and so they
Yeah.
had, yeah,
Plus, Alani was more of a mommy's girl, where Amari was more of a daddy's girl. So when Nikki and John split, Amari was more daddy, 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 which made Nikki mad. And
yeah.
that was kind of like the whole issue. But baby, you leaving? Sorry, 1 second. Give my hug.
Oh, well, you do need to. Family comes first. You need to spend some time with family. We have been chatting, and I want to thank your
Mm.
family so much for allowing us this time.
Mwah. I love
We
you.
have to have a part two.
Yes.
We're going
Yeah,
to
because
have a
I'm getting
part
ready
two.
to go, and I'm looking
No,
at the time.
you
I gotta get ready
spend
to
some time
go.
with family.
Yeah, I gotta
Okay, so
go get the baby
thank
girl
you
some
again.
glasses.
It's fun stuff. Well, listen, we're going to chat again. I appreciate it so much. Tell
Yes.
everyone we said thank you and love you, sis. And I'm going to be able to get on your page a little later and see what new developments that you got. So
All
we'll be chatting
righty.
again. All
Okay.
right. You have
See
a good
ya.
one. See you.
Bye.
Bye bye.